So Ravens flock. Chuck Smith spoke about Mike Green at his press conferences. Chuck Smith spoke about So Ravens flock. Chuck Smith spoke about Mike Green at his press conference a few days ago. Chuck Smith spoke about a lot of things, and you don't hear Chuck speak a whole lot publicly, but when he does, he clearly has a lot he wants to get off his chest. That's why I keep referencing the things that Chuck has said in that interview over the past few days. But he talked highly about Mike Green. He mainly talked about how he was very coachable, which is something you want to hear, because usually people with the type of raw talent that Mike Green has, they usually have a problem with ego. That's usually the biggest thing you see, is they are the type that don't want to listen to people. So to hear that he's coachable is very exciting. It's going to give Dr. Rush an opportunity to mold him into the best possible edge rusher that we have seen on this team, possibly since Terrell Suggs. And I'm excited to see it. He pointed out the fact that Mike Green has heavy hands, and Mike Green is way more skilled than the average edge rusher coming out of college, especially a second round pick. We all know that Mike Green, him falling in the draft, really didn't have anything to do with his talent at all. The only things people were worried about was obviously the off the field issues, but then it was also people worried about if they should value his high production as much as they would value it from somebody who went to a bigger school like Alabama or something, because basically people knocked him for going to Marshall. But that's clearly not him. Going to Marshall clearly doesn't matter at the end of the day. We've all seen the tape of him balling out, putting up having moments where he had impressive moves, hitting spin moves in the middle of games. Chuck Smith pointed out that he could do everything you want, whether it's spinning, whether it's swim moves, everything in between. We even saw in OTAs he's shining, getting pick sixes on Cooper Rush. He has everything that you would want to see, but that still doesn't mean that he's gonna come out here and have this monster rookie season. That doesn't guarantee that. That's something you would like to see, but that still doesn't guarantee that it's gonna happen. We all know that John Harbaugh typically prefers veterans, even if it's veterans who may be less talented than the very talented rookie. He would be more likely to put the veteran in, just because the veteran's usually going to be the type that they're going to dot their I's and cross their T's. Like when I talked about Tavius Robinson, for example, that's somebody who may still get a lot of snaps over Mike Green, even though Mike Green is more talented. Tavius at this point is going into his third year. He's even though he's not the most talented, he's a hard worker. He's a player with a high motor. He's a player who's not gonna make a whole lot of mistakes, or at least not a whole lot of rookie mistakes. And that may get in the way of Mike getting on the field as much as we would like for him to. He's still gonna see the field. I just don't think he's gonna be seeing the field as much as some of the other guys like Odafe Owe, right? Odafe has steadily improved over the years. He's primed to have a breakout season, at least hopefully, barring an emergency injury. He should have another step forward, a breakout season where he puts up maybe 12 or more sacks. We'll see how it goes. But if Owe steps up the way we expect him to, if Kyle Van Noy still has another good season left in him, that could also affect how much Mike Green gets on the field. But that being said, that still doesn't mean Mike Green can't have a good rookie season. He still can be the type of person that takes advantage of every opportunity he gets when he is on the field. He's a guy who, even though he's a second round pick, everybody knows he had top 15 talent. So there still will be an opportunity for him to get on the field, just because of fan demand, but also because the coaches aren't stupid. They know they got to get him out there. And I could still see a scenario where he gets 6 to 8 sacks. He could have that sort of, I would say, that sort of impact that Jared Verse had for the Rams, but I would say probably better, because as much as people hyped up Jared Verse for the Rams, he only had like 4.5 sacks in his rookie season. But he still was obviously a very impactful player. Like, you look at what Jared Verse did versus the Philadelphia Eagles in the wild card or in the divisional round of the playoffs. He by himself almost won the Rams that game, to be honest with you. I could see Mike Green having that sort of impact. I would love to see it. It would guarantee that we're going to have a bright future at the edge rusher position for the next decade. Whether we keep Owe or not, I think they're going to keep Owe, but we'll see how it goes. He's and Mike Green's also a person who I'm probably the most excited to see once we get into mini camp. I mean, yeah, once we get into mini camp and more specifically once we get into joint practices, I'm very interested to see how Mike Green looks when we start to ramp up the intensity. I think he's gonna be a star, to be honest with you. The only question is, will he be a star as a rookie or will he be a star at going into year two? Let me know, what do you think Mike Green's ceiling is gonna be in his rookie season?